everyone, welcome back to the Drivers Room. We're in the Sunday League again today. This is Season 2 of 2020, Round 4 Tier 1. We're at Brands Hatch GP circuit. One mate racing in a 1989 BMW M3 Evolutions and classic touring car livery, so thanks to our livery designers in the Drivers Room. Got a very good looking grid today. On pole we have Martin B. He's third in the championship at the moment on 62 points. Won round 2 but struggled last round in the BMW safety car. Back on form today, sticking it on pole. In second place we have Mungino. He's 7th in the championship at the moment, 26 points. Didn't race in round 3 but picks up a podium in round 2. Gets a good result today, should reignite his championship challenge. In third place we have Cafe Del Mar, one of our wildcard drivers. Made 2 strong appearances in Tier 2 already this season. This is his first outing in Tier 1. Obviously has the pace to mix it with the top boys, qualifying in third. In fourth place we have Drsl, second in the championship at the moment on 63 points. 2 second places so far this season for Des. Consistent points, is putting himself in a good position going into the midway point of the season. In fifth place we have Lionessi, another wildcard driver. Made his first appearance in Tier 2 last round and won, so he's been drafted into Tier 1, so obviously another quick driver. In sixth place we have Bullet, 9th in the championship at the moment on 25 points. Missed round 3 but steady results in rounds 1 and 2. Should see him start moving up the table as the points start getting dropped as the season goes on. In 7th place we have Canny. He's 10th in the championship at the moment on 24 points. Slowly improving results for Canny this season. Finally starting to get the results to match his pace, and should be definitely fighting for some top 5 finishes at the very least. In 8th place we have Daz. He's 13th in the championship at the moment on 15 points. Missed the last round. His best result of the season is still 7th place finish in round 1. In 9th place we have MJR Mercer, 6th in the championship at the moment on 27 points. His best result of the season last round, finishing 8th. Season slowly starting to gather pace now as he rediscovers his form from last season. In 10th place we have Wilco. He's 8th in the championship at the moment on 26 points. Finished just inside the top 5 last round, and hopefully kick on from there and get some better results. We've got a lot to do starting from 10th today. In 11th place we have Ferdek. No points registered so far this season for Ferdek after a few DNFs. He's got a lot to do starting from 11th, but has a lot of pace. Previous pole sitter in T1. In 12th place we have myself, DJ Rice, 4th in the championship at the moment on 40 points. Best result of the season last round, picking up a podium. Turned up a little bit late for this race, so starting near the back of the grid. In 13th place we have Muller. He's 5th in the championship at the moment on 27 points. Missed the last round, but pretty good results in rounds 1 and 2. Can still get himself in the championship fight, but needs to start getting the results to match his pace. Got a hell of a lot to do starting from 13th today. And back of the grid we've got 14th place Rocker. He's 14th in the championship on 14 points. Didn't race in the last round. His best result of the season still 8th place in round 2. Anyway, that is our grid walk for today. Let's get underway. So here we are then, round 4 Tier 1 Brands Hatch GP. We're about to get underway. So building the revs. Forgot to mention on the grid walk, suit these BMWs up by an extra 50 or 60 horsepower and lighten them a little bit just to make them that little bit more fun to drive. And we're off anyway. It's a good start from pretty much everyone. I think there's no false starts, everyone away cleanly. Martin leading everyone into the paddock hill for the first time. All positions retained there. I think just looking on the graphic, I think Mercer's made up a place somewhere. Cafe and Drsl side by side. Drsl might have the inside of Cafe Del Mar. Cafe does well just to keep the power down around the outside. The Druids. Yeah, who's that running wide there in the back? I think that's Dad's taking a bit of an excursion off track there. I think he's dropped a couple of places. Dad's down to 8th, so yeah, Mercer up into 7th. Top 4, all positions retained. Looks like Mungino's going to have a run down the Pilgrim's Drop though into Hawthorns for the first time. Martin does have the inside. It's very difficult corner to get overtake done around the outside, but it looks like he's a car's length in front and takes the lead of the race on the first lap. So Martin down to second, Cafe in third. You've got Bullet up to fifth. So yeah, Bullet and Lioness, he's swapping places there, fifth and sixth. So yeah, Mungino's starting really well, getting himself out in the lead. Excuse me. Mungino in first place, Martin second, closely followed by Cafe Del Mar. Drsl still on the fourth place, Bullet in fifth. A few cars running a little bit wide in the background there, but Wilco's dropped a couple of places as well. Myself up into ninth. Quick look back at the front. A little bit of a gap now as Martin coming under increasing pressure from Cafe Del Mar. A little bit sideways, but still carrying enough pace. Will Cafe have a look into Druids? He's little look on the inside. Martin late on the brakes, they're side by side, and that's Cafe Del Mar up to second place. Really good start from Cafe Del Mar. So he gets ahead of Martin. There's Martin back down to third place. Drsl still in fourth. Looks like Lioness and Bullet have swapped places again, fifth and sixth. Missed that somewhere. And this looks like Cafe Del Mar moving into the lead of the race. Mungino's had a bit of an incident out of surtees. Got Cafe Del Mar with a much better run onto the straight and takes the lead of this race. Lap 2. Cafe Del Mar up into first place now. Mungino is second, Martin in third, Drsl fourth. Lion and Bullet still fighting nose to tail. You've got Mercer and Furdeck battling for 7th and 8th at the moment. Myself in 9th, so I've pulled a bit of a gap back to Canny now in 10th. Under pressure from Wilco 11th, Muller in 12th, Daz 13th, Rocker in 14th. So back with the lead of this race now. Mungino really close on the main straight, see if he can get a bit of a toe. There's a paddock hill and get the inside, but again another very difficult track overall to overtake at, as you all know. Cafe doing enough to stay ahead at the moment. Mungino running a little bit wide there. Dropping back, it's going to give Cafe Del Mar a little bit of breathing room. So Drzl's just starting to settle down now, find a bit of pace, see if he can take the fight to Martin in third. Mungino on the inside, he's in a good position, might make a move on Cafe. So he's ahead on the graphic, it's about half a car length ahead, but Cafe Del Mar just on the inside. Is he going to yield this position, or are they going to go side by side through Hawthorns? And Mungino gets a job done on the outside. Great overtake there. So Mungino back up into first place now. The lead of this race changing hands a few times already. Not even 5 minutes into the race yet. Top four still. So top four pulling a little bit away from Lioness in fifth place. Cafe Del Mar still putting the pressure on Mungino. As these two are starting to fight, it's closing the gap behind again. You see Martin right on the bumper of Cafe Del Mar now, and might well follow the slipstream of Mungino through. He's going to be on the outside of T1. Mungino first place, Cafe still is second, nearly free of breath through that corner, and Cafe Del Mar comes out ahead. And Mungino dropping down, is he going to just about keeps the car pointing forward there, drops right back, runs a little bit wide out of Paddock Hill Bend, lost a lot of momentum and finds himself right back in this fight now. We've lost Drsl as well. Drzl's out. Let's have a little look back at that. So just going back to Paddock Hill Bend again, whether Drsl got caught out by Mungino in front maybe, but seemed to fall right back into that fighting pack. So he's third place at the moment. Oh, he just runs a little bit wide there. He might have had a little bit of contact from Lioness. He may well have been slowing down for a little bit of contact with Mungino there actually, but either way Mungino just about onto third place. That's Bullet up into third place now as Mungino runs wide. Mercer charges his way through as well, up into fourth place. Great drive from Mercer so far. Bullet's just going to do enough to stay ahead of this group. So Mungino running a little bit wide on the gravel there. He's going to lose a lot of exit speed. He's falling right back into the fighting pack now. Let's have a quick look at the front of the grid and we'll have a run through. So Cafe Del Mar in first place. Cafe Del Mar first, Martin being second, close behind. Bullet up to third now, Mercer in fourth. Drsl back up into fifth now after Mungino's little off through Surtees. Ferdek's got himself up into sixth. Pretty good. Oh, as I say that, he runs wide, just bogs down in the sand. And a couple more loses a couple more places there as myself and Mungino just go past. I've got myself up into seventh now. Just trying to get on the back end of the fights ahead. Mungino down to 8th place after that really good start, must be kicking himself. Ferdek in 9th, looks like Wilco. Yeah, Wilco's got himself up into 9th, overtake done on Ferdek there as Ferdek makes a little mistake. Ferdek put down to 10th, Canny in 11th, Daz in 12th, Rocker in 13th. I think we've lost Muller from the back. So back to the lead of this race, 7-minute mark now. We've got some action in the back. There's the runs wide coming out of Paddock Hill. Just loses the back end completely and spears it straight into the wall. There's a couple of donuts just for good measure there, but that's a real shame. Had a lot of pace, Drsl, but finds himself right at the back now. Rocker a little bit further back. So yeah, Drsl right down at 12th place. Back with the lead of this race, Martin. So he was going to go for a slipstream there, but looks like he's got the job done anyways. He goes around the outside of Cafe Del Mar, much better exit obviously. So Cafe Del Mar slots back into second place and Martin back in the lead of this race now. A little bit of a gap back to Bullet in third, who seems to pull a tiny gap to Mercer in fourth. Lioness and myself battling for 5th and 6th now. So a little bit further back to Mungino recovering now. He's in 7th, bit of clean air in 7th. Wilco up into 8th now. Ferdek looking to make a fight back. Canny 10th, Daz 11th, Drsl 12th, Rocker 13th. Just come around the final bend of lap 5. Martin's still doing enough to keep Cafe at bay at the moment. Should be a good enough gap going into T1. Just needs a good exit to protect from an overtake into Druids. Probably one of the better overtaking opportunities on this track. Both guys using maximum track limits there. Bullet in a comfortable 3rd place now. It's Mercer dropping back. Looks like Lioness got the job done into Druids. So Mercer dropping back to 5th. Got myself in 6th now. All over the back of Mercer at the moment. So I might have just got myself ahead there to take the inside. Just need a good exit. And the slipstream of Lioness should just be enough to stay ahead of Mercer. It's a Lion in 4th. Myself in Mercer coming down to Hawthorns. And just about staying ahead there. So Mercer in 6th place still. Mungino is 7th. Wilco and Ferdek still battling for 8th and 9th. As Ferdek having a look on the inside of Wilco here. A little bit of a corner cut there, but just trying to avoid contact more than anything, I think. So Wilco holding on to 8th place at the moment. And Drsl 11th. Just got Canny's right on the back of Drsl now as well after that massive incident from Drsl, lap 4 I think it was. Rocker at the back struggling in the BMW today at the moment. race leader Martin. So third place in the championship at the moment. But early on in this season, definitely looking like one of the main championship contenders. Does carry a lot of pace. See how Cafe Del Mar's first appearance in Tier 1 this season. Doing none too shoddy at the moment. The Bullet in third place, Lion in fourth, myself in fifth. Mercer Sin and Sticks. Mungino's really closed that gap up to Mercer now. It's 41.8, nearly 3 seconds quicker than Mercer on that last lap. And I think Lionessi might well be closing the gap to Bullet slightly, towing me along with him as well. Mercer still ahead of Mungino this stage of the race. So Wilco running a little bit wide there, so that's third, back up into 8th place. Wilco drops down to 9th. Daz closing the gap on him there. Let's rejoin this battle for 4th and 5th. They've really closed the gap up to Bullet ahead now. So Lionessi definitely finding some pace this stage of the race. Bullet did have a little bit of clean air in third. We'll see what. Oh, he runs a little bit wide there. He's going to lose a bit of time going into T1 now. And that might well be me on the inside of Lionessi getting the job done into T1. So we'll check them lap times in a minute. But there's a run wide and Lionessi takes that place back. Good bit of racing there. So Lionessi back up into 4th place. 143 flat, 144.1 last time round for Bullet. Yes, he did lose a second in that last lap. It's coming up to the 13-minute mark of this race now. Mercer's still doing enough to fight off Mungino in the background. And looking at the graphic there, I think we've got Cafe Del Mar up into 1st place. Let's take a look back. Just rejoining the action at the end of lap 7. Martin's still holding a narrow advantage over Cafe at the moment. Can't drop him from the slipstream though. And it looks like Cafe's got a better exit out of the last corner, side by side into T1. Cafe already ahead. Is he going to sweep round the outside? Great driving from the pair there, no contact at all. Cafe Del Mar sweeps into 1st place. Really good T1 debut. Martin just slots into 2nd now. We'll go back to this fight behind 3rd, 4th and 5th, really close together, and that's 6th and 7th. Mercer and Mungino closing the gap as well. Same for Bullet probably lost around a second on the last lap to Lion and myself behind. But, doing enough to hold on to as he runs wide through Hawthorns. He's going to keep the power down, just about keeps the speed up. I think Lionessi might have a look into the next corner, but doesn't. Bullet's just about holding on to 3rd place there. Tyre wear not that bad on these cars, but that's myself getting ahead of Lionessi there, just missed that, but myself up to 4th place now. And that's Mungino running a little bit wide there. It's just dropping off the back of Mercer. You see Mercer's really closed the gap up to this battle ahead now. There's had a little bit of a look inside the Bullet in the last corner there. That's me diving into the pits. Early pit stop from myself there, just we're trying to get a bit of an undercut down, avoid too much battling and losing too much time. And so, we'll go back to that in a minute. It's Cafe Martin running wide. I think Martin's retaking the lead of this race. Just keep an eye on this freeway battle for a second, and we'll check back on what happened at the lead. So Martin's back in the lead of this race. So you got Lion up into 3rd place now. Bullet under pressure from Mercer. As they run really close there. Bullet doing enough just to stay ahead. But yeah, the leader of this race has gone back to Martin, and Cafe's dropped right back. Yeah, I don't think he's pitted, so let's take a look back, see what happened. Oh yeah, just at the start of lap 9, 1:42.1 from Cafe Del Mar, and just loses the back end. Oh, it does really well to recover that. That could have been, yeah, that could have been a lot worse. But Martin back up in the first place there, unforced error from Cafe Del Mar. So they done really well to keep that BMW pointing forward. But that was where the lead of the race changed hands again. So Martin B back in the leader's race, just come up to the halfway point. Just about the half a tank of fuel left as well. So much better tyre wear from Martin as well. Very smooth driver. See difference between Martin and Cafe there on the tyre wear. But if these two manage their fuel and tyres correctly, they could end up with a no-stop race. And you've got Bullet and Mercer side by side again. Bullet on the inside, not looking to yield that position, so very difficult corner to get the job done around the outside. And yeah, Bullet doing enough again just to keep Mercer at bay. A little bit of avoidance there, but Mercer dropping back to 5th. Mungino back up to speed again, 6th place, putting Mercer under pressure again. Just hit the halfway point of the race now. Third in 7th, myself in 8th after pitting and driving a little bit loose, it seems. And Daz in 9th. Drsl in 10th, a couple of 1:42s last laps for Drsl. Wilco in 11th, Canny 12th, Rocker in 13th. So we've got Bullet pitting from what was a bit higher up the field, so we'll see where that plays into things. So that's myself up to 7th, Daz up to 8th, Bullet down to 9th now after pitting. Maybe that early pit stop did yeah, the early pit stop might have just been enough to get the undercut done and then throw it all the way by going off the track. So there we go, on through Surtees. That's a big slide again, going really wide there. Oh, so there's cold tyres or what, but Daz and Bullet making a place up each there. It's a big mistake for myself coming out of Surtees. It's down to 9th now, Bullet in 8th, Daz in 7th. Let's have a look at the front of the grid again. So Martin in a comfortable first place now. So see if he starts just managing that fuel, or if he pit stops. I think these two will just mirror each other at this stage of the race. So Lion in a comfortable 3rd place now. There's clean air front and back. Mercer up to 4th now after Bullet's pit stop. Mungino's still in 5th place, so yeah, none of the top 5 pitting yet. So it's looking like a few of these guys might well try and push for a no stop today. Going further in 6th place, Bullet in 7th, Daz in 8th, myself 9th, Drsl 10th, Kenny 11th, Wilco 12th, and Rocker 13th. Bit of field spread at the back of the grid. I've actually missed. Bullet was behind Daz at one point, so missed that overtake. But Bullet back up into 7th now on the fresh rubber. But imagine be looking to pull a gap to Daz with that extra grip he's got available at the moment. And 1:41.8 from Martin, his personal best last lap. Still carrying a lot of pace at this stage of the race. So just have to keep an eye on that fuel level. Doing slightly better on the fuel than Cafe Del Mar at this stage of the race as well. This line going a little bit sideways there. Furdeck in a comfortable 6th place, clean air front and back. But it's pulled a little bit of a gap to Daz, not as much as I thought he would have at this stage of the race. Daz carrying good pace. Myself in 9th, just slowly closing the gap to Daz again. Closest guys on track at the moment would be Mercer and Mangino, 4th and 5th place. Neither of these guys have pitted yet. Mercer looking good on tyre wear as well at the moment. See if the gap starts opening up between Bullet and Daz now, as Daz might start going a little bit defensive. Just about got the toe of Bullet up ahead. Good pace from Daz at this stage of the race on a slightly worn rubber. 43.3 from Martin last time round, 42.5, nearly a second gain from Cafe on the last lap. It's under 10 minutes of this race to go now. Looking like Martin's definitely committing to no stops as Lion comes through in 3rd place. Just a case of these guys can manage the fuel until the end. Lion in 3rd, Mercer still in 4th, pulled a bit of a gap to Mangino now in 5th. Furdeck still in 6th. Bullet in 7th. Myself putting Daz under pressure now, coming on to lap 13. Going purple there as well, so definitely got some pace at this stage of the race, just struggling to consistently get the lap times in. You run a little bit wide through Paddock Hill there. So yeah, got myself just ahead of Daz, now back up to 8th, Daz in 9th. .45 from Mercer last lap, his personal best of the race so far. Some of these drivers taking a little while to settle into the proper pace of this car. Today you really shouldn't be setting personal bests with tyre wear kicking in. So anyway, doing a good job in 4th place at the moment. You see Mangino just putting the wheel on the grass again there. Looks like Furdeck might well be closing the gap up to Mangino now. Bullet in 7th, myself in 8th. Neither of us managing to pull away from Daz at the moment. Start at lap 14 now for Mercer, coming into Druids. So it does look like he's pulled a bit of a gap to Mangino, 43.5, 43.9, so yeah, another half a second gained for Mercer. Yeah, definitely 42.8 from Furdeck, so yeah, Furdeck got a bit more pace than the two guys in front at this stage of the race. See if he can get something done with that, as Mercer running wide there, losing out to Mangino massively. Mangino's well down the road already. Oh, there's a bit of a coming together there, and Furdeck just getting put into the wall. Let's have a little look back, see what happened. yeah, just coming onto Pilgrim's Drop, on board with third X. So yeah, he's had a good exit. Mercer a lot slower, and just shuts the door on him a little bit. Oh, just yeah, probably should have just let off the throttle there a bit and gone round the right hand side of him. But unnecessary incident there from third X. Set his race back a bit as he was catching these two guys in front. Anyway, you got Mungino up into fourth place now. Mercer still in fifth. Third X in sixth. That's myself and Bullet side by side there. Had a little bit of a look. You see the back end of the BMW just stepping out and trying to get the power down. So it looks like I might just got myself ahead. A Bullet got the inside with this left-hander coming up. Just give me the inside of the final corner, but this fight carrying on at the moment. So Bullet sweeping round the outside, and myself just slotting into the slipstream. So Bullet back up into 7th place now. So it's having another little look into Druids there by the looks of it. Got the apex, little bit of door rubbing, and again you just see this BMW squirming all over the place trying to get the power down. And, oh, there's a bit of contact there. So, a little bit of contact with Bullet there, and decided to slow down. And Daz takes full advantage of that, moves himself back up into 8th place now. See how long for though. If I get need a bit of a tow from Bullet up ahead just to get my nose in front. You know, Daz is sensibly slotting back into 9th place there. Myself running wide again. A little bit messy this stage of the race. Excuse me. Cafe Del Mar pitting from the leader of the race there. Let's take a little look back. Oh, yeah, just coming up to the end of lap 14. So last time we was watching the front end of this race, Martin was pretty comfortably in first place. So he might be in a fuel saving mode at the moment. I'll check this lap time. Was that is he purposely indicating there? But anyway, so that's Cafe Del Mar took the lead of this race again. But you look at the fuel tank there, just around about 1/8 of a tank. So yeah, Martin doing better on the fuel at the moment. Just over 5 minutes of race left to go. And yeah, none of the top guys are pitted yet. Lioness, he's not pitted. Mungino not pitted. Mercer not pitted. Don't think third X pitted either. So that's what we was catching earlier before we went back to check the lead. But anyway, yeah, Cafe Del Mar on the lead of this race, and I think he makes a pit stop at the end of this one. I'm not too sure how long the pit stops take on this track, but at this stage of the race I can't see Martin looking to pit. I'll come back to that in a second. Drsl still in 10th place, Wilco 11th, Rocker 12th, so Rocker's got ahead of Canny. See the lap deltas there, Rocker's finally found the pace in this BMW. The battle for 12th and 13th now kicking off. You see on the graphic there, Cafe Del Mar pitting from 2nd place. And rejoins the race in 3rd. So Lioness, he's got ahead. Mungino not really close enough to challenge at the moment. Mungino and Mercer fighting for 4th and 5th. Looks like Mung ran a little bit wide there. Mercer closing that gap up again. Oh yeah, Cafe Del Mar really got to get on it now and pick up the pace. Have a quick look at the live timing, see how far behind he is. So we're going to go around about 7 seconds in total behind the leader at this point of the race. So looking like Martin and Lyon will have to start fuel saving. So 1:44.1 from Martin last time around, 1:42, so 2 seconds gained from Lioness in 2nd place. Well, we'll see what sort of lap time Cafe Del Mar does on his first flying lap as well. And Mungino still doing enough to hold Mercer off at the moment. Furdeck getting back up to speed after that little incident. Critical on fuel now though, so Furdeck may well have to pit. Might be a few late pit stops from some of these guys at the front. Bullet in 7th, looks like he's closing that gap to Furdeck now. Obviously Bullet on the fresh rubber and doesn't have to fuel save at all. Dad's in 9th, myself in 10th for 1 minute 50 last lap, so obviously had a bit of an incident somewhere. Drsl still in 10th, Wilco 11th, Rocker still ahead of Canny at this stage of the race. Yeah, so Rocker doing enough at the moment. 1:44.9 for Furdeck, 1:42.5, 2.5 seconds quicker last lap for Bullet. I see Daz just running a little bit wide in the background there. Should be pretty textbook moves. He's got the inside. Neither of these guys getting a slipstream advantage as they go side by side down Pilgrim's Drop. That is Bullet a car length ahead and they're comfortably ahead before turning point at Hawthorns. Furdeck back down to 7th place now. Got Daz in 8th. Myself in 9th. Go back to the front of this race now. We've got less than a minute left. Just coming around the final bend, so Martin be on to complete another lap. Just about got enough fuel to do it as well by the looks of it. Same as Lionessi behind, and that is Cafe Del Mar absolutely on a charge. See what sort of lap time he's done. 1:42.4. It's only a 1.5 seconds quicker. We're on the last lap now. Mungino and Mercer still close, nose to tail at the moment. Put it in reasonably comfortable 6th place. Yeah, it looks like most of these guys are skinny on fuel. Should be good to the end now. Canny ahead of Rocker at the back as well. Anyway, let's follow the lead of this race until the end. It looks like Martin, without a commentator's curse, looks like he's done enough to win this race now. Very consistent drive, start to finish. Got into a few fights early on, lost the lead of this race, changed hands quite a few times early on. But, yeah, he's just stayed consistent. Lioness, does seem a little bit quicker this stage of the race, but might well just be down to fuel preserving. I think Cafe Del Mar is not close enough to make an impact on these guys. May have just topped up a little bit of fuel in that last pit stop, but you see Martin's fuel percentage must be very, very low. You just about see a little dash of red. So hope you don't run out of fuel on the home straight. But coming around the final bend now. As it looks like that fuel's just running empty. just about stays flat out, wins the race. Congratulations Martin, great race, first place. Lioness in second, Cafe Del Mar taking the last podium spot in third. Fourth and fifth place still fighting to the end, but Mungino coming out on top there. Mercer goes sideways over the line. Fourth Mungino, fifth Mercer, sixth place for Bullet, pretty good drive from Bullet. Third deck just about doing enough to stay ahead of Daz there, seventh and eighth. Myself in ninth, Drsl 10th, Wilco 11th, Canny 12th, and Rocker 13th. Thanks for watching everyone, we'll see you next week.